Welcome to K9 Boxing. A bark, a bite, a overhand right. And it's still a weekend to me because Benavidez still the talk of the town. At 168 pounds, the man is punching like he's Mike Tyson or Deontay Wilder. So who is even thinking about stepping in the ring with him? Not Charlo, not Canelo. I don't even think Plant, Jacobs, Rosada is thinking about stepping in the ring with Plant. I mean, thinking about stepping in the ring with Benavidez. So I don't know, man. What we gonna do with this man right here at 168? Is he gonna have to move up in weight? Because even though he deserves to be in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, we already know that Triple G is fighting Canelo Alvarez next. So what makes us think that if David Benavidez, Benavidez is a terror, and he just destroyed David Lemieux. So, and David Lemieux ain't bad. Even though David Lemieux didn't look good, you know, he came to fight. And even when he was clearly out of there, guess what? He was still trying to fight. The heart of a lion. You got to respect all boxers because we put our life on the line all the time. Sun drop. What it do? Holla at your boy Cornelius K9 Bundrich. And yes, we are on YouTube. So yeah, come to YouTube. All you gotta do is go to K9 Boxing on YouTube and subscribe so you can be notified when we go live. Keith, what up, Keith? I can't hear you. Yeah, okay. So we got Keith, the guy who fought was I don't know what you're saying. Chant, what's the deal? I'm good, squad boxing. Yeah, I'm good. We out here tapping in. So yeah, yeah, I see in other news, we have Odo Wallen, one of my favorite guys in the heavyweight division, says that I'm here to work, make my way up the rankings, force champions to fight me. Now, Odo Wallen looked good against Tyson Fury. And he probably looked better fighting Tyson Fury than Deontay Wilder, Odo Wallen. So Odo Wallen got a fight coming up. And I believe he's going to be fighting locally this weekend in the heavyweight division. Micaiah Meyer is fighting, word on the streets, Alicia Gardner. They say it's set for late summer, early fall. And Gilberto Ramirez, lack of action from Dimitri Bivol. I want him to man up, he says. So he's calling out Dimitri Bivol. So Dimitri Bivol, I always say Bivol, but Bivol. The Bivol. The Bivol is a wanted man now. Of course, he ain't wanted by Canelo because he just beat Canelo. But he wanted by everybody else because he just beat the man who beat the man. Yeah, Sun drop. Robert Wright. Come to YouTube. K9 Boxing. Come to where I'm at most of the times and where I'm able to interact a lot more. We go Facebook, YouTube at the same time to bring my dogs in them. And I like the people that come from Facebook to YouTube who say it but do it. A lot of times you can say you're going to do something, but then forget. So, yeah, if you talking about coming to YouTube, come to YouTube, you know, like ASAP. This where I'm at. Doing that. Leave that door open. Leave it open. Leave it open. I'm on live, y'all. Yeah, so man, we definitely on air. Who y'all want to see David Benavidez fight next? Who y'all want to see him fight next? Now, you know, I think David Benavidez is just a real strong guy. You know, skill level, he all right with the skills. I believe Charlo has better skills, but his power game, you know, he's the home run hitter. You know, when you watch baseball and you looking for offense, you know, what are you looking for? Base hits? Or are you looking for home runs? I'm looking for a home run. You rather see, let me see. Think of somebody, a base hitter. Lou Whitaker. Lou Whitaker hit home runs too, but he hit a base hit a lot faster than a home run. Or do you want to see Miguel Cabrera hit a home run? So, Charlo versus David Benavidez. That'd be a good fight, and I would love to see that fight happen. But will it happen? I don't know. Can you let somebody know you're going to do that, champ? Yeah, so. But it's definitely a distraction. Cedric Sports Training. Much respect, champ. I want to bring my guys for sparring. I got 2 guys, 150 open class. Yeah, okay. Well, hit me up. You know where I'm at. Yeah, I definitely like to put them boys on. Yeah, so these are new ones. Okay, we ain't ever tried these on yet. Okay. Oh yeah, I hear myself. I don't hear the music though. I thought I had music on the boy. They don't have music on this boy. Okay, yeah. Sound a lot better. Like I'm in the studio about to flow. Let's go, champ. David Benavidez, the champ. Oh man, nobody really talking about David Benavidez as much as they should be. Probably because they don't want to see him. They don't want to see him. You know, they talk that talk. Man, I ain't scared of him. I'll fight him. Nah, I don't see the comments. You know, I see some, but I mean, but anyway, you know, hey, I hate people say that word cap. Cap is terrible. When you capping on somebody. Not, this is a cap. Oh, you capping on somebody. Not cap stand for lie. How about Charlo versus Plant? I think Benavidez beats everyone at 168. Well, you gotta, you know, now Charlo, he tells anybody, and it makes sense though, is that he fights at 160. But 8-pound difference for the right amount of money should easily get you to move up. And if PBC is willing to spend that money, let's do like my man Juan just said. Let's talk Benavidez versus both the Charlo brothers. Now, we ain't going to talk about Benavidez versus Jermall Charlo because Jermall Charlo was at 154. And most likely, since he got all the belts, he's about to move up to 160. Now, who's already at 160 is willing to move up to fight Canelo Alvarez is the big Jermall Charlo. So Jermall Charlo, I could see him fighting Dimitri Benavidez or David Benavidez. There's so many of these Bivovs, Benavidez. I just think about it. Dimitri, Bivov, David, these D's in the house. Hey, Sean, it's going down, boy. You hear me? Yep. So, for the real fans of boxing, we they ain't tapped in yet. They'll be popping in a minute. Just give it a little while. We know we gonna get my man's, and watch what I tell you. We gonna get my man's Spider Moose in the building shortly. Do you know the day I thought it was actually Memorial Day? Definitely sleeping. But man, I just, like I say, we done had boxing on back to back to back to back. Every weekend it's been a great fight. Or if it wasn't a great fight, it was a good fight. But on paper, the best was in the ring with the best. And I knew my man's B Jackson would be up in this boy. Hashtag dogs are us. Let's go, champ. Yeah, so yeah, Benavidez versus Charlo would be a great fight. And Benavidez just cussed out Charlo. He just cussed out Canelo Alvarez. And he just cussed out who else? On Plant. He called them all BITCHs. Now, will they respond? Will they respond? Of course they'll respond. But I want to see them respond like this. Pen to paper. Because my slogan is famous. Don't bark if you can't bite. Because, a lot of guys do a lot of barking, but nobody is really doing the biting. So, yeah, we need to see pen to paper. Because bark don't mean nothing. Chihuahuas bark. They bark. But do they bite? That's the thing. And I got a little Yorkie. And he will bite. Don't get me wrong. But his bite ain't like K9's. You feel me? Or Mike Tyson's. He's a little dog. You feel me? But little dogs bite too. So this weekend, we got a little dog. And this little dog bite real good. You hear me? I'm talking about with these. And that's Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis gonna do some biting. And I ain't talking about Mike Tyson biting. Not like he did Evander Holyfield's ear. I'm talking about with these right here. And I think he gonna bite. That's right. Bite that ASS. He gonna get with Rolly, I believe. And Rolly ain't on my wrist. Not today. Not this weekend. Because I don't think Rolly don't have enough in the tank. I don't think Rolly has enough experience because he only has 8 amateur fights. And as a pro, he hasn't been tested. So I don't really think nobody is betting on Rolly. Not saying it's good to bet. Unless it's his family. Of course, your family, if they ain't gonna stick with you, then who will? I got Gervonta Davis over whoever. Now, a fight with Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia would be mighty interesting. Let me rewind that. A fight between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis would be very interesting. Now, Devin Haney has something to say about Gervonta Davis, and I just recently saw Gervonta Davis say, you got them Kambosos problems. You can get past Kambosos, then you can get some of this work right here. Now, both guys got people in front of them. Real work. I think that Devin Haney got more work on his hands. Yeah, I think Devin Haney has, more work on his hands than Gervonta Davis, because Gervonta Davis was already set and scheduled to fight Rolly on the wrist. Rolly got in a little trouble. And you notice when guys are set and really getting up to fight somebody in a fight, don't happen. A lot of bad things happen. And yeah, that got to be a video. I like what I just said. Made a lot of sense. That when a fight that somebody's getting up for doesn't happen and they forced to fight somebody else, it hasn't always gone right for the guy that was supposed to have been fighting somebody else. Just think about it. You're talking about Anthony Joshua versus Big Baby Miller. That fight was supposed to happen. It didn't. And then Anthony Joshua fought a substitute teacher, and lost his title against Andy Ruiz Jr. Same thing happened to Manny Pacquiao, who was supposed to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence ended up having to get eye surgery, and Manny Pacquiao lost his title to Ugas, who later on got destroyed by Errol Spence. So we done saw it happen time and time and time again. We got my mans in them. Vinny Roth in the house. What's up, champ? How you doing? Vinny Roth, I know he's a regular. Got my man Chris Brooks in the building. Always telling y'all boys and girls to smash the like button. How you like them, boy? My cousin had a song like that. Just cop them. How you like them, boy? Yeah, so David Benavidez is in a very difficult spot because David Benavidez is too good for his own good. I think I don't know, what did he walk around weighing? Because when he get in that ring, he looked like he'd be out of shape. You know, he don't look cut up at all. But when he get in that ring, it don't matter. He be real strong, too strong. Like, you know, Lemieux is strong. Lemieux can punch. And man, Benavidez walked him down like he was a little kid. Who put that boy in there with that man? You know, I don't know, but whoever did it, shame on him. Shame on them. Chris Brooks. All right. Yeah, I don't know if I say like he's 200 pounds in the ring, but he definitely punches like he's 200 pounds in the ring. And he be throwing some leather. I mean, you can definitely guarantee he knocking somebody out or he getting knocked out. He don't try to box. He fights. He's a fighter. You know, the sweet science, he ain't concerned with that at all. He throw punches and punches. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like really hard. Like unless, you know, he end up looking like Triple G. You know, as soon as Triple G looked vulnerable, that's when everybody was trying to fight him. As soon as he went the distance against Daniel Jacobs, guess who fought him next? Canelo Alvarez. So if Benavidez goes out there and looks vulnerable against Caleb Plant or Jermall Charlo or whoever else he fights, that's when Canelo Alvarez will step to the plate. What an opportunist. That boy is an opportunist. Some of the biggest opportunists of all time are Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, and Jake Paul, just to name a few. Yeah, well, we done had this look before, my doggy. Yeah, we done definitely had this look before. We gonna switch it up and keep doing whatever we gotta do to build the channel, you know? My whole thing is just to stay persistent. Yeah, I was gonna get on this boy last night, which would have been a good time. Just with so much going on. Man, so this Saturday can't get here no faster than it did last Saturday. We need Saturday to get here quick. Monday is going that fast, so once you close your eyes and go to sleep, we at Tuesday, which tomorrow at 9 p.m., tune in to the Dog Pound. We have a special guest, Little Sophie, who I call the Little Amanda Nunes. And I want to bring my young brody on the podcast. His name is Peanut, who has more than a little experience about boxing. Who's been around some of the biggest fighters and promoters of all time. So yeah, I definitely look forward to bringing him on tomorrow night. It's gonna be a full day as usual. We're gonna get through it. David Benavidez versus who next? What's more likely, or who's more likely to fight David Benavidez? Jose? Jose, what's up, champ? What up, bro? What's happening? A bark, a bite, overhand right. That's right, champ. So who gonna be fighting on David Benavidez next? And when will he fight again? Because a lot of Al Haymon fighters don't fight but once a year. And that's okay for those that's getting millions. But those on the way up or those on the way down, it's not a good look. Because the paper ain't there, you feel me? And I used to be a paper boy, you hear me? Oh man, one of my favorite jobs. And I became a world champion. And I became the paper boy again. That's right. So I don't know who don't want to get paper. But I can tell you, fighting once a year, unless you, like I said, you're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions, it's not a good look. And I don't know, if Jermall is gonna fight Benavidez. His first fight up, I know he already got another guy. I think his name is start with an S, Sukol or something like that. He about to fight that young man. I can't see Jermall Charlo fighting Benavidez at 168 in his very first fight at super-middleweight. And whenever you able to fight whoever you want to fight, you ain't about to step in the ring with no Benavidez and mess around and mess up your legacy in your first fight going up. More don't mind taking chances and losing to Canelo, because Canelo has a big brand. Anybody that Canelo has ever fought, even if they wasn't a household name, they got paid. You feel me? They made more than they would have just fighting anybody. Now, I can't say he's gonna go easy and fight Romero, because Romero, a great amateur fighter, and with just a few fights, people are not listening to him call him out. Like, I think when David Benavidez said he'll fight all these BITCHs, I think he was talking about Romero more than he was Charlo. Him and Charlo can actually fight. Him and Romero can actually fight. But I think Romero might be more dangerous than Charlo. He might be even more dangerous than Canelo. because he can punch and he has nothing to lose. When you fighting against somebody with nothing to lose, and that's good, you're vulnerable. X, Teofimo Lopez, Kambosos had nothing to lose. Teofimo Lopez, I think, underestimated Kambosos. Nobody knew who Kambosos was other than Manny Pacquiao, who was a sparring partner of his constantly all the time, who helped Kambosos to get as good as he is now. You sparring one of the best in the world constantly, he can't do nothing but help you get better. And man, I think Devin Haney has a lot to deal with when he steps in the ring against Kambosos. Not only is he fighting Kambosos in his country, if he wins, he got to fight him again in a rematch in his country. And he's over there in his country without his pops, because his pops wasn't allowed to travel with him. So your dad, your manager, I was supposed to say your trainer because he works the corner, even though he probably doesn't really train him. He's dad. Number one fan, your dad can't be there encouraging you. That's definitely a tough pill to go up and swallow. But, with God, all things are possible. I'm pulling for Devin Haney. I think he's taking the biggest risk. Yes, definitely. He's taking the biggest risk out of any other fighter today. So the biggest risk taker is Devin Haney. He's going into another man's country to fight him. And if he beats him the first time, he has to fight him again, even though he's the champ, because it's in the contract again in his own country. Wow. But, you dare to be great. That's what we do. Grievous, what's up, Joe? I kept saying that. We know for sure Dave is going to be Dave, because it's Dave fighting Dave. What's up, Spud? Spud McKenzie and his boy Grievous. What's up, my dog? Spud. You better work on it. You got to work on that head movement, champ. Yeah. David do get hit. For sure. Mm-hmm. I want to see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, because Terrence Crawford saying that he want to fight Errol Spence and Jermall Charlo. And with both of them guys having the same trainer, having the same style, I think he'd be prepared for both of them. He could actually compete with both of them, knowing they're gonna have the same style. But I don't know. That'll make both guys want to beat him that bad, knowing if he get past one, it's gonna make him look super good, like Superman, fighting the second one and getting past him. But do y'all think it's all cap, all talk, all bark, no bite? Because fighters from year to year to year, they do all that talking. But how many times do the pen actually make it to the paper. You know? Yeah, Crawford needs to get in the ring ASAP. And I think the same thing, Jose. You ain't gotta go up and wait to be pound for pound. The man almost lost his life and got back in the ring. He could have just said, I'm done with it, you know? He took chances, not knowing how his body was gonna react to it, and beat Garcia. After that, he had eye surgery, came back and beat the man to beat the man. Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence beat Ugas. So if Errol Spence beat the man to beat the man, which is Manny Pacquiao, how could he not be in the top 5, in the top 3? Now, first we had Errol Spence. Canelo Alvarez number 1. Terence Crawford number 2. Or you can flip them around. I put Errol Spence number 1 all day. Yeah, Boots. Boots a beast. But if the money ain't there, then one thing you guys gotta realize is this right here. More than just, I want to see him fight him. It's all about how much they gonna pay me to fight him. People talk that talk. When you young, you gonna talk that talk. You go, man, I'll fight anybody. But then as you start learning the business, you start saying, if the money is right, I'll fight anybody. Early on, when you a kid in the game, man, I'll fight anybody. But then you start learning the business. I'll give you a perfect example. Gervonta Davis didn't know the business. You heard his conversations, man. It's like Mayweather and them was worried, because he don't sound educated, that, he would say the wrong things and it would mess his brand up. So they right there next to him. Whenever he say something, he should just, and no, he just wouldn't even allow him to finish saying what he was saying. Well, he done got a little older, got more experience. Heard him do an interview earlier today. Sound like a whole different person. So, he know what he worth now too. And I don't think that he's going to re-sign after the fight with Rolly with Floyd Mayweather. And if it's a close decision, because Floyd and them know that, they going to say, and the new. Now, remember, I told y'all that. It's his business. They don't want that belt going nowhere else. A bark, a bite, overhand right. Welcome to K9 Boxing, JP. My man's in them. I would say that's a crazy question, bro. You already know. Me on this boy this weekend. The big fight. And when I covered the Gervonta Davis fights, Guess what? We get more views when Gervonta Davis fight than any other fighter. And you talking about Lloyd helping his brand? Man, helped his brand like never before. But do he owe Floyd anything? No. Because guess what? Floyd got paid when Gervonta Davis got paid. And now the contract is up. And one thing for sure, for certain, definitely for certain, is a lot of promoters don't want to let you go when your contract is up. That's just like when you're in a relationship and you don't want to be with the person that want to be with you. They don't want to let you go. They got a problem with it. And it's the same thing with Gervonta Davis and Floyd. They can talk that good talk, but Floyd ain't happy that Gervonta Davis about to leave. It's like a relationship. It's business. Yep. And I don't know, buddy. I don't know. See me in the ring, Jackson. It ain't gonna be against somebody my age. And I ain't even looking for no competition. I'm looking for easy work. Something like Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather. I paid my dues. And even though I may not have the same fan base, if I had the right promoters at the time, I would still have the same fan base or a bigger fan base or as big as a fan base as Jake Paul and them. You know, that reality show, The Contender, you know, it did a lot for my brand. That's why you see a lot of people when they on here, they be like, is this K9 from The Contender? Big fan of yours. And they don't even know that K9 is still around on YouTube. Got a YouTube channel. After The Contender, they didn't even know that I won a world title the first time. Or the second time. Just a lot be going on. But in case you don't know, now you know. All you gotta do is search K9 Boxing. So yeah, when y'all tap in, y'all hit the like button. You ain't subscribed. Subscribe, hit the notifications. He is a character, big time. Hey, what do Broly have to do to beat Tank? He has to catch Tank. Not with just one punch though, because I don't think it's gonna be one punch he's going to be able to throw to catch Tank. You're going to have to throw combinations and land the one punch. You can't. Davis is smart enough to not get caught with just the one punch, knowing that's all you got. Davis is going to box good, put pressure on Brody. A lot of guys that can punch, they're not used to getting punched. Or they pressure fighters, but they're not used to being pressured. So just like the bully isn't used to being bullied, or when somebody fights the bully back, the bully don't know how to react. So that's what I think is going to happen in a fight with Gervonta Davis and Rolly. And yeah, you're definitely going to have to fight dirty to beat Gervonta Davis. But, you know, as we say, how long? NFL. Not for long. Not for long. And you gotta remember, Tank hasn't showed us that he actually can box yet. So both guys are fighters. Even though, you know, Tank said his trainer, Broly trainer, saw him box in the gym against Sean Porter. So when you force the box, just like Gervonta Davis when he fought against Isaac Pitbull Cruz, he was forced to box. I mean, really, really forced to box. He wasn't, even though, you know, Pitbull Cruz is coming at him, he still tried to fight to a certain extent. but he was literally forced to box. If not, and with I think his arm being hurt or sprung or damaged, he was forced. He had no choice, even though he still was trying to fight. He did a smart thing, and leave it up to me. I believe he got a gift. Yeah, Terrence versus Mayweather. If there was a fight, that'd be an easy win for Terrence Crawford. Mayweather days, his best days are far behind him, and that's why he's taking an easy route. And why shouldn't he? He's fighting YouTubers. Oh, he's fighting, people that he can beat for sure, hurt, knock out in exhibitions for millions of dollars. Can't knock him for that. Now, y'all still might be slipping on BJ Saunders. Because BJ Saunders, you give him a couple of fights to get sharp, he ain't bad. I mean, if you go look when he fought against Canelo Alvarez, who gave him his first loss, and times of the fight, he looked good. And remember, Canelo coming off of 3 fights in a row, 3 fights in 1 year is unheard of for pound #1 guy in the world. So I think Canelo knew, you know what, I'm gonna fight BJ Saunders, but I'm gonna get ready and get sharp. I ain't gonna let him know I'm gonna fight him, so he won't be ready. So while he on the bench getting rusty, I'm gonna call him off the bench, and he ain't fought in a couple of years, and he gonna be rusty. So it ain't gonna matter how good he is. That's what happened. Stop it! Yeah, I think that Jose, David Benavidez would be going backwards if he fought David Morrell Jr. because David Morrell Jr. would get up for him more than he would get up for him. Because Benavidez is a champ, and David has a good amateur career, but has really done nothing yet to deserve a fight with David Benavidez. At 168, I would like to see Jermall Charlo versus David Morrell Jr., who hasn't done anything. Charlo's a champion at middleweight, not junior middleweight. So going up, I would like to see him fight David Morrell Jr. And the winner fights David Benavidez. But Benavidez at 168 looks like he's going to be fighting Caleb Plant next. And the winner of that fight should get a big fight. I would like to see Triple G move up in weight. Hopefully, the fight that he has with Canelo will be at a catch weight. Or even if it's at 168, I give him a better chance. Now that Canelo is coming off a loss now, Canelo gonna be mad. He's coming in to his next fight with a lot of anger, testosterone. So he's gonna be trying to destroy Triple G. Not only beat him, but destroy him. He's gonna be a little mad. After the loss against Bivol, man, to try to get over it, Canelo was drunk. I'm talking about super drunk. Reminded me of Will Smith in that movie he played in when he was a superhero, drunk superhero. That was your boy Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. Just the breaks, I got Triple G over Canelo. Oh, I would definitely be calling that fight too. But don't lose your money, brother. If you take a bet like that, just do it for push-ups. Push-ups get you bigger. Money will get you bitter. Or have you bitter. A lot of times when fighters haven't fought in a minute, it preserves their body their brain, that they can come back and look decent. You know, look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson ain't fought in years. He came back and looked like the old Mike Tyson in the videos and against Roy Jones. And then wrong with a little break, a little time off. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah. That's your boy Canelo Alvarez. Hancock after the loss to Dimitri Bivol. Boy, we got a lot of Hancock fighters like superheroes in the ring. And after the fight, they like Hancock. Wow. If you don't know, now you know. Who is Hancock? Other day, Hancock was the superhero. It was your boy Canelo Alvarez, the Trump superhero. B. Jackson, appreciate the super chat. You always tapping in with something. My man's in them. That wants some, my pockets getting low. But it ain't because of me, buddy. It ain't because of me. I appreciate anything can actually help. See, we done upgraded every time you look up. These right here. Appreciate the super chats because they went towards this. A light, on air, back screen, you know, computers. I mean, I gotta admit, I had to go into my own pockets, but some of what you guys donated, contributed to whatever I purchased. I mean, we got, you know, you're gonna be hearing, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. You're gonna be hearing all that coming this weekend. Stop it! And I could just push a button. You're gonna hear it all. Let the beatings begin. Rewind that. It's all going down. Okay, so we got, who was this? Joe Queen Arizola. Appreciate you for tapping in. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure if y'all new to the channel, y'all hit the subscribe button and like. Share this video. The champ is here. Two-time world champ Cornelius K9 Bundrich. We got videos for days on here. You hear me? Y'all go make sure y'all go check out Awkward Fighter. Awkward Fighter is a good video I did. You know, just one of the good videos I've done on this channel. Y'all probably haven't even saw yet. The greatest chin in boxing history. Just go to playlist. And when you go to playlist, go to boxing division. And yeah, some real good tutorial videos. The uppercut, how to throw an uppercut, how to throw a right hand. My favorite punch, the overhand right, will make you go, night, night. Yeah, all that good stuff. Let's go, champ. The dog is in the house. So yeah, we got Sam Semi. Oh, you must don't know, brother. Hey, I'm about to show you the belt. Hey, Amne. Somebody go get the belt. I have to have my son and one of them grab the belt so you can know if I have a box before. Yeah, you see what my hat say? That's what my hat say. I box under that name right there. Yeah, definitely. If you tap in though, you this Saturday you will see the belts. You'll see both belts. Right here, the brakes right here. That's okay. No, you ain't gotta get the belt. They can see it Saturday. Thanks, though, champ. Yeah, so go check out Sam with my man the Brakes posted on the screen. He said he rewatched the Corey Spinks fight yesterday. You had that kid wondering where you was at. So yeah, that's where I took the title from. Corey Spinks. So yeah, I'm a 2-time world champ. Grievous. See, people that's on here done did their homework and they know. So Sam, you like boxing, you on the right channel. So yeah, hit that notifications. Don't be late doing it. Like jab the notifications and the like button and subscribe. So you can be on the champs talk, K-Now Boxing Live, the watch party, and live sparring. Yeah. And yes, Sam, I'm the oldest world champ in middleweight history. Let me rewind that. I'm the oldest super welterweight world champ of all time. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the champ is here. You feel me? All of us is champs too. We can't just, I'm not going to just take all the credit. God has no respect of persons. So we all are champs at something. I'm a champ in boxing. I mean, a real world champion in boxing. Yeah, so definitely appreciate y'all. And yeah, we got a real one in this boy. You hear me? Yep, you got to just, man, like I say, subscribe. If you subscribe to the channel, you hit the notifications. All you got to do is go look at some of the videos. That'll tell you more than what I have to tell you. You could just go watch the videos. It'll tell you the year. I mean, when I won a world title the first time and the second time. Let's just say this. It ain't in the dinosaur days. It wasn't in the 80s. It wasn't in the 90s. And it wasn't in the early 2000s. Yeah, go do your homework, champ. I can't tell you everything, you know. Yeah, so. But yeah, David Benavidez is a dog. Now, I don't know on a pound for pound ratings, I don't know where I would put him at. Yeah, I don't know where I would put him at because there's a lot of great fighters out there. And unfortunately for him, the great fighters that's out there that's in his weight class don't want to see him. But him, they really show how good he is. And even though he's already showed how good he is, you're gonna have to move up in weight. And moving up in weight is some real big hitters. And I will recommend or warn him about getting in the ring with Bivol. Yeah, not Bivol, but Biev. That man is strong. You hear me? Yeah, he's strong. But yeah. Joe Quinn, you know, it's not the early 2000s, it was in the middle. Like 2010 is when I won my first world title. Then I won another world title in 2014. So yeah. But we ain't talking about that right now. I did my thing. And I actually just fought last year. So I'm still doing my thing. So I'm very, very up to date. So yeah, but what Dimitri, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, but I don't think it's style wise, it would be a good fight. But David Benavidez to fight against Dimitri Bivol. Yeah, Sam, if you subscribe to the channel, right? If you're a subscriber, all you have to do is go to playlists. Once you go to playlists, You can watch whatever fight you want to watch that I'm a part of. So it's a lot of highlights and videos that you can see with me in them. So just go to playlist. And once you pull up playlist, matter of fact, go look at the Contender. Before I won a world title, what really opened up the doors for me and was actually bigger when I was on a Contender than I actually was when I won a world title. When I won a world title, I got more money. But when I was on a Contender, the reality show with Sugar Ray Leonard, I actually reached millions and millions of fans that, supported me. And that's really how the K9 name got famous in boxing. A Contender, a reality show, I believe, I know it was the biggest boxing reality show of all time. Bigger than 24/7, because 24/7 came after the Contender. The Super 6 tournament came after the Contender. So a lot of reality shows, anything dealing with boxing, even the UFC, the Contender, UFC, bit off the Contender reality boxing show that I was on, ESPN, hosted by Sugar Ray Leonard and produced by Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, Adrian, Shawan. Yeah, I think you're right about that, though. I think you're right about that, champ. Yeah, Joy, I want that too. I do. I know, Vinny, I haven't talked to Peter Manfredi in a minute, but yeah, we were kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah. That's Stallone's price part on season 1. In season 2, they kept him in the background like, man, you're not a real fighter. He trying to act like he really was a boxer. Pay my dues. That's how I beat Jackson. Strong discernment. Charlo might know that. Who knows? That's probably why he ain't getting in the ring with him right now. But I can't see him fighting a big fight. No time soon. He gonna have to fight has-been a world champ, or fighters that's desperate to get their name back out here. Like the way Caleb Plant looked against Canelo, he need a big fight. And a big fight, if he can win it, get him back in the game, would be a win over David Benavidez. So if it's anybody I could see to meet David Benavidez in the ring with, it would be against Caleb Plant. Now, I don't know what Daniel Jacobs is going to do, but I wouldn't mind seeing Daniel Jacobs in the ring with Jermall Charlo. Remember, they was beefing at one point in time. That would be a good fight. Daniel Jacobs versus Jermall Charlo. And that would be a great fight. If they was beefing at one point in time, I don't know if y'all saw the video when Charlo was talking a little slick about Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs walked past and was like, oh, I'm just in time. And looked like at that time he pulled Charlo's card. Because Carlo was like swallowing spit. So, but I don't know. Seems Daniel Jacobs, since then, has declined. Has went this way. Charlo has went that way. Not by much, but might be just enough to be able to beat Daniel Jacobs. I don't know. That's why you fight the fights. You know, styles make fights. And Caleb Plant could possibly beat David Benavidez. But David Benavidez could possibly beat Canelo. But Canelo beat Plant. And that's why, you know, you can't play boxing. And that's the reason why boxing is the greatest sport in history. Yeah, you remember that. He so did say that, didn't he? But Charlo touching him is not too. And Billy is not retired. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Boo Boo Andres in there against anybody at 168. Or if he was at 160, I wouldn't mind seeing him in there with anybody. But I'm just keeping it 100. He don't look hungry anymore. He's a millionaire now. And when he got out the contract with the promoter he was in the contract with, who had him on the shelf, he couldn't get the big fights. He was desperate. He was showing up at he was showing up at press conferences, calling out everybody. He was fighting. He was doing what they used to do back in the day. But when he signed with Eddie Hearn and DAZN, man, he started eating. He started making that cho cheddar. And when you start making that cho cheddar, fighting against European fighters, man, he been chilling. Bought him a few cribs. I think he bought a building, a couple of buildings, or I know he bought some real estate, but he living his best life. So he ain't even pressed Boo Boo Andres to get in there with anybody. When he was desperate, they didn't answer the phone. So now it's like he's saying, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And he don't care. He don't care. Because the man rich. You hear me? He good. Yeah, so now, if he ever gets hungry, fight at least 2 times or 3 times in 1 year, because that's what we don't see. These guys are eating so good, making so much money, you know, and one fight, they ain't got to get back in the ring. How many sports figures, sports athletes are making $3 million in 1 day? Tell me. Not many. You got more than a couple of hands of people. I'm talking about at least you could take 12 people with 2 hands and count on all the hands. That's how many people in boxing are at least making $1 million or more in one fight. I could name 10 people offhand. I'm talking about quick too. That's making millions of dollars in boxing. You can't count 10 people offhand real quick that's making millions of dollars, not just 1 million, millions of dollars in UFC in 1 day. Dana White is starving them boys. You hear me? I mean, I'm talking about Deontay Wilder. He lost his last 2 fights, but made not 1 million, not 2 million, not 3 million, not 4 million, not 5, not 6, not 7, $8 million or more he made. $8 million or more. Now, have any UFC fighter ever made $8 million in one fight? No. Now, Conor McGregor, he killed the bank when he crossed over and he fought Mayweather. That's when he got paid. That's right. When he fought Mayweather, he made $100 million. He would never make $100 million in the UFC in a cage. Never. Just being 100 with y'all, man. It's not going to happen because Dana White is tight. Super tight. Super tight, you know? And as long as he's the only promoter, I mean, you know, he's running the UFC. He won't even let you get in as a promoter. If you're a promoter, you got to do some local stuff. You ain't about to be in the big league. Shout out to my cousin, Lee Sane and his son. We in the big league, you hear me? And yeah, the UFC, they got the exposure, big league exposure, but they ain't making no money. And Dana White has his own agenda. Big time. Big time. And that's why we fight the fights though, because I think it's in 2 weeks. Right after we see Rolling on my wrist, in my opinion, get beat by Gervonta Davis pretty bad. You know, we gonna have Devin Haney versus Kambosos in a fight that, you know, either fighter can win. Them the kind of fights that I want to see. I want to see a fight where I don't really know who's gonna win. Not a fight, to be honest, even though Jake Paul is good for boxing, I don't want to see Jake Paul in the ring with somebody he handpicked. I want to see him fighting somebody that the public demands him to fight. Because there's a chance that he can lose. And chances make champions. You got to take chances. The reason why I got 6 losses on my record or in my career is because I was forced to fight guys who I could beat or they would beat me. And, you know, was that smart? I don't know if it's smart or not smart, but I was in a position that I was in, I had to take those chances. I didn't have the fan base, or let me rewind that. I had the fan base, but I didn't have the right promotion. You know, I had a good team, but I didn't have a full team. You know, when you play basketball, can't 4 players go out there and play 5-on-5 if it's 5 on one side or 4 on the other. So you got to have a good team, a full team. And that's real. Yep. Yeah, I'm the black Mexican too. I'm the black Mexican, Brody. Yeah, so. Oh, that's an easy question. In my prime, if I'd have fought Canelo at 154, y'all would have been screaming, "Stop it!" Because I would have put him to sleep. When I fought Corey Spinks on Showtime, Oscar De La Hoya was there promoting me for that fight. And if I'd have won, but I wouldn't have looked good winning, I'd have fought Canelo next. When I knocked out Corey Spinks the way I knocked him out, Oscar gave his buddy the shove, and basically they was basically saying, "We're not about to fight him." And no, he's strong, and he can box a little bit. And I'm telling you what I'm thinking, and he's a little awkward, you know. So, yeah, so that's what it is. Hey Sam, you got to do your homework, brother, because I'm not about to be talking about everything in the world, not about who I lost to or none of that. Who hit you the hardest and all that. And we don't talk about that kind of stuff. It got to be something I want to talk about or even respond to. Yep, definitely. I was impressed too, champ. A lot of people was because they didn't think that I was gonna win that fight. But yeah, man. David Benavidez. He's in the top 5 in the hardest punchers right now today. I gotta say, I still think number 1 hardest puncher in boxing is still Deontay Wilder. Because even though he lost to Tyson Fury both times, some say even a third time, if I'm not mistaken, he knocked Tyson Fury down every fight. Tyson Fury showed the heart of a lion, got up every time, and ended up stopping Deontay Wilder. But yeah, the hardest puncher, I'm not talking about just in today's world, but one of the hardest punchers of all time. I mean, go look at his record. He was 41 wins with 40 knockouts. Let me rewind that. He was 41 wins with 40 knockouts until he fought. And once again, styles make fights until he fought Tyson Fury. Wilder is a killer, but styles make fights, You got to take them chances too, because if Wilder would have beat Tyson Fury, he'd have definitely been an A-side in the fight against Anthony Joshua. But then Anthony Joshua came to America and lost to Ariz Jr. So I think that he messed up a lot of money. Do he care? Probably not, because his brand is still sealed and delivered. So he's still making millions. He's one of the very few guys that can lose a fight and still sell out 90,000 in an arena. Let me rewind that. Anthony Joshua is one of the few boxers that can lose a fight and still sell out 90,000 in an arena. Now, that's what you call a fan base. Yes, indeed. And he definitely was robbed, Sam, in the first fight, I believe, too. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, man. Who y'all want to see David Benavidez in there with? Because we know we're not going to see him in there with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez not highly going to take that fight. But Caleb Plant will. Billy Joe Saunders will. Jermall Charlo is not going to take that fight. But Dimitri Bivol will. Triple G is not going to take that fight. And so I think Caleb Plant will. And we know for sure PBC will. Yes, indeed. Yeah, PBC, they promote him, so, you already know. They got a gang of fighters, too, so they can put him in there with anybody. Anybody. Anybody that's at super middleweight. And I know they got Romero. Oh, there you go. Ace on it. Ace say, I want to see him in there with Magua. Yeah, I forgot about him. But I think he fight at 160. I want to see him fight Canelo Alvarez. I think that'd be a great fight. Both guys are closer to the same size. He done got a lot better. Now, if Canelo would have fought Magua, when he was with Golden Boy, I think he would have stopped Magua. But since then, Magua has moved up in weight. And Oscar De La Hoya is real good at protecting his fighters, especially his superstars. He did a great job with Canelo Alvarez. He's doing a great job with Ryan Garcia. And he's done a great job with Magua. And, whether he got on a skirt or not, Oscar De La Hoya is one of the best promoters in boxing. I told y'all Spider Moose would be up on this boy, didn't I? I told y'all Spider Moose, I told him, I said, I'm waiting on my dog. Vinny in the building. You already know Vinny going to be tapping in. A bark, a bite, a overhead right. Yeah, welcome to K9 Boxing. Uh-oh. Champ, you here? I think SB going to tap in. SB. Yo, champ. Yeah, I'm good though. Spider Moose. Did you see Benavidez? He straight David Lemieux. And you gotta give David Lemieux flowers. You gotta give that man the heart award, you know? And it's like, you know, when somebody say they love you or whatever, you know, but he has a big heart. He was still trying to fight. Yeah. What up, Lonnie Beasley? You gotta learn how to get on Facebook. I mean, get on YouTube, champ. Yeah, we on YouTube, big fella. I know you come from Facebook, but we want you because you're a champion, brother. You know, you fought in the four square corner circle and won a belt. So go to YouTube, champ. You don't know how to go to YouTube because a lot of former champions that's in my age or a little younger or a little older don't know how to work social media. They don't know how to get on social media. Everybody on Facebook, but we on YouTube, champ. K9 Boxing. My man's in them. So Mr. Boogeyman. Boy, he sounded like David Benavidez. The Boogeyman said. David manager said at the press conference there are only 3 potential fights they are looking at: Charlo, Morel, and Plant. And said, not mentioning Canelo. Because they know Canelo ain't going to fight him. They want Canelo. But why keep on calling somebody out that you're not going to fight? Or that's not going to fight you? Yeah, I heard this young man, Zanicki, what's his name? I heard he's looking good, big fella. Xander Beck. And Bar has a lot of high hopes on him. I expected it too. But I definitely knew Lemieux was coming to fight. Yeah, exactly. Y'all read the bottom of the screen? Yeah. Y'all pay attention. Answer that question on the bottom of the screen. Somebody answer that question. Who will show the biggest heart by stepping in the ring with the Mexican monster? Canelo Alvarez is fighting Triple G next, rather than Bivol. And what are y'all picks? Gervonta Davis versus Rolando Romero fight. Let's stick on those subjects. Yes, it was. Yeah, Canelo has already announced that he's fighting Triple G next. Word on the streets. Yeah, man. Listen, Benavidez is a big dude. What are he like, 6'2", 6'3"? And he still got a little stomach on him, and still he actually can make 160, but I think he likes to eat. And since he got a little stomach on him and he had 168, I can guarantee you that it's easy for him to get up to 190. And being so young, you can get that weight down real easy, you know. And if I'm not mistaken, he's from Arizona, so you can lose 15 pounds in one day easily. And when you master losing weight and putting weight back on, you know, like I have, it can make you very dangerous. Yep. Hey, I won my world title, my second world title at the age of 41. So age ain't nothing but a number. It depends on who you fighting. Bernard Hopkins won a world title. I think he was 48. So, oh yeah, It depends on who you fight. Depends on if your body is rested, hasn't been through too much. So yeah, it just depends, you know. It depends on the person. Yeah, I like my man Zerto Ramirez. Zerto Ramirez, he's been on our show a few times on a dog pound. So yeah, we might have to get him back on here. Real humble dude. Not every world champion, especially like him, who's undefeated. I think he's like 41-0, you know, with like 25, 26 knockouts, are willing to talk to the press, the fans, the public, to come on live. Some guys, man, you'd be surprised some of the guys that's past their prime, who the new fans don't even know about. Yeah, you'd be surprised how they act. When you talk to them or ask them questions or actually even want them to come on live. Yeah, you gotta do your homework, champ. These guys were both supposed to fight already. And now they about to fight. Now they about to fight, and this is actually Gervonta Davis's last fight with Mayweather. So this fight is exciting outside the ring as well as exciting inside the ring because it's a close fight, like the Isaac Cruz Gervonta Davis fight. They probably give this fight to Rolly because Rolly probably signed a long contract with Mayweather Promotions. And a win over Gervonta Davis would make Rolly a superstar. And then from there on out, Mayweather can just use that as leverage to get bigger fights for Rolly. And he can actually give Gervonta Davis a rematch and make extra money, way more money than they made the first time. I think Dimitri Bivol is in a good place, but not a great place. Because in beating the boogeyman, now he has fighters calling him out. That's in his rearview mirror, not in the windshield. The guys that he wants to fight that's in front of him, but guys that's behind him, on the side of him, them the guys that want to fight him. Not guys that he can make money. Can't pick and choose because he don't have the brand that Canelo Alvarez has. And when you mandatory to fight your mandatory fighter or the mandatory fighter, number one guy, you got to do what you got to do. Like Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo has to defend that belt against Costa Tszyu. Costa Tszyu's son, Costa Tszyu. And I think he'll do that with no problem because Costa Tszyu didn't look good his last fight and got dropped for the first time. But now, Sebastian Fundora, that's a different situation. That man's a problem. At 6'6", 6'7", let me rewind that. At 6'6", 6'7", Fundora is the tallest junior middleweight of all time. And he has a style similar to Winky Wright, similar to Paul Williams. Even though you would think, because he's a taller fighter, more taller than anybody's ever going to get in the ring with, you would think that he would use his reach advantage and fight on the outside. But instead, this giant likes to fight on the inside. Kind of remind me of my son, who has a long reach, but prefers to fight on the inside. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that when you putting cats to sleep or you rearranging people's space. So yeah, you know, he is going to be a problem and a threat and hard to beat at 154. So I think that what we gonna see, what we gonna have is gonna be Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. And I would say keep your fingers crossed. Oh, we'll pray for that one. Let's make it better by praying for it, because fingers crossed don't really mean nothing. And the winner between the Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight, I think that Terrence Crawford will do like he said he's gonna do. I think he will move up in weight, because by then Jermall Charlo will be up in weight. I think Terrence Crawford gonna go up in weight and fight Jermall Charlo. I don't think the young man is capping. I think he's serious about what he said he's gonna do, and he actually gonna do it. So look forward to in September on the Secret Mile Day, the day that Canelo Alvarez stole from Mayweather, which Mayweather stole from Chavez, who got it for Oscar De La Hoya. I think that we're going to see, they're going to try to compete. And will they compete? If Canelo Alvarez fought Triple G and Terrence Crawford fought Errol Spence on the same day, which fight would you watch? Now, tell the truth. Don't cap. Which fight would you watch? I would watch, because I can go watch the replay of Canelo Alvarez stopping Triple G. And just because I don't know for sure who's going to win the fight between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, I would watch that fight. I think that fight has the making of a Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns 1, which to this day, that's right, and Wilder's words, to this day, I think that's the best fight that I ever saw in boxing history. You have brothers in their prime. Unlike today, brothers in their prime, knowing that if they going to get that $8 million, because in these days, $8 million ain't nothing to cats like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. But $8 million in the 80s? Wow, you talking about $1 billion, like $1 billion. And today, man, $8 million? Man, listen, the only way Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns is going to get $8 million, they was going to have to fight each other. Now, we was still in those days. No, in these days, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns, they will both make $80 million today, because the brand in boxing has continued to grow. Whether you want to say it or not, boxing is still the biggest sport in the world. You can say soccer, and you can say whatever you want to say about what sport is the biggest sport in the world. You got to remember, other sports don't have one-on-one fighters, individuals making the kind of money they're making. A lot of team sports, individuals are making money, but they making money a year, not one fight, not one day. They're making all that money like a boxer. Easy 80 million, boy, you hear me? Easy 80 million. These boys making an easy $80 million, you hear me? Just think about it. When Floyd fought, go do your homework. When Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao, he got an easy $400 million. I think he got a guaranteed 80 or 100 million plus pay-per-view. And the pay-per-view buys were, I think it was the highest pay-per-view buys ever in sports history. So yeah, boy, oh boy, oh boy, that boy, they robbed the bank without a gun. And both guys were past their prime. And that's the reason why I think we have a delay in a fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. They try to make sure that money right. And they know as long as they keep winning, and as long as Errol Spence can keep his weight down, we could possibly get that fight. And I'm telling you, the longer they wait, the more money they going to make. If you think I'm lying, think about it. When Floyd Mayweather was talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao, the money wasn't there like it ended up being. They were first talked about fighting each other. They might have got $8 million apiece. But the, the boxing fans demanded that fight, wanted to see it so bad. Everybody and their mama wanted to see it so bad that Showtime and I believe HBO came together, put that bread up. Man, they got sponsors out of this world, and they knew the money was there. And I still think that Manny Pacquiao still ended up with $100 million. Floyd ended up with like $400 million. But just think, everybody got paid. See, one thing about an event, everybody gets paid. Just think about it. Security guards gonna get paid. Because Floyd got security. His security gonna get paid. Just think about in the venue. I believe it was in Vegas. The security guards in Vegas gonna get paid. Just think about it. People gonna be betting like I don't know it. And, I don't sponsor betting. But just think about it. The people that got a job that day gonna get paid. They might get extra because that's gonna be like a holiday because, it's gonna be so many people there to see the fight in person. I mean, you got the mommy pops getting paid. People gonna have their own little t-shirts. Mayweather versus Floyd Mayweather t-shirts, bootleg. Hey man, everybody and their mama gonna get paid. Just think about it. YouTube channel's gonna blow that day. Just think about I was on YouTube and Manny Pacquiao fought Floyd Mayweather and I was doing a watch party. Man, I would be at 100,000 subscribers right now. That right there alone would have took me to the next level. So I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. Everybody gets paid, Ace. Everybody. Level Sports. We all getting paid. You feel me? Everybody got money. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. I'm quite sure he did. Listen, at the end of the day, you want to get paid for your service. That's right, JP. So at the end of the day, man, you got to get paid. I don't know nobody that want to get hit in the face for free. And that's how Dana White be getting over on cats because Dana White can go to a bar and say, dude, you want to fight? Got that fake energy, that fake courage, that liquor in them. Yeah, dude, I'll fight anybody. And I'm gonna give you some money for it too. Oh, all right, who will we fight? I want you to fight Kimbo Slice. All right, dude. Over with. Made about a couple of $100. Rest in peace to Kimbo Slice. He was good for the UFC. And for the UFC to continue to grow and to make the money that they deserve to make, they're going to have to fight like a boxer did. Just think about it. When boxing first touchdown was on black and white TV, and the fighters wasn't getting paid, they probably per fight, the most a fighter probably got was $2,000-$3,000. Think about back in the day when Jack Johnson was the first black heavyweight champ of all time, or a heavyweight champ. He ain't get no $1 million. He ain't even get $100,000. Money wasn't like it is today. Back then, you could buy an ice cream sandwich for probably 10 cents. Maybe 2 cents. It's a different day. It's a different day. Yeah, definitely. I made good money in boxing. In my career, I made millions. Yeah, world champion at the right time. Did well. So I'm able to be on here on YouTube. I ain't stressed out. Talking about I hate boxing. Y'all don't never hear me say that. I say I love boxing. Now, boxing is a dirty game, but I love it, I'm in a good place. Real good place. If I didn't do well in boxing, boy, I'd probably be bitter, be mad like a lot of fighters. I probably wouldn't even think about no boxing, be trying to commentate and talk about boxing, I'm just trying to put y'all up on the do's, the don'ts, the wills, the won'ts, the yeses and the nos, what goes on behind closed doors. You just never knows where the nose goes, when the doors close, things being done already. As we speak, contracts are being signed, deals are being made. So yeah, but definitely boxing is a dirty game. But hey, you gotta know how to play it. And yeah, boxing is tough, you know. Yep. But hey, we got another good fight. You know, this weekend definitely got robbed a couple of times. A fight against Ishe Smith in Detroit on Showtime. And in my eyes, you the champ of the world. It's a close fight. And it's in your city. They supposed to say, and still. But since Mayweather was the promoter of Ishe Smith, and he had just signed a contract with Showtime, they said, and the new. And I said, wow, that's life. And yes, Jesus, I trust you. Because within a year, within a time you can go get a cup of coffee, he lost the belt and I got it back. And that's how I became the oldest world champion in junior middleweight history. God is good. Yes, yes, God is good. So yeah, boxing's a tough sport, man. But you gotta know how to play it, man. You gotta listen. It is a game. You know, they always say it's chess, not checkers, and that's real talk. Because man, man, you gotta have a great team too. And I was blessed to have my wife as my manager. At one point in time, Emmanuel Stewart as my manager. Um, at one point in time, Bill Waller as my advisor. Rest in peace to Bill Waller. Oscar De La Hoya with a big name. Not saying he did real good for my career, but he played a part in helping me in somewhat way. Don King, as bad as they talk about him, to a little bit certain extent, he actually did all right in my boxing career. So, you know, I paid my dues, man. I've been around some of the best. I done rubbed elbows with some of the best. I done excited some of the best. Yeah. I done paid my dues, man. It's definitely almost time for me to shut them down. I just really, 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 really want to get 40 wins before I retire. That's one of the things that's holding me back. But I don't know. Getting close. Go watch the Contender, a show that I was on, very happy and proud of being on, where I won a bronze medal and was a fan favorite. But go watch when they actually on the show. When you lose, you put the gloves up, and it looks like real soon I'll be putting the gloves up. Yeah, very, very good dude. Yeah, thank you, brother. Hey, I've definitely been that way for a long time, and I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. You are right, Spider Moose. Only a select few of them come world champs. I tell you so. That's why it's like when I'm on here, y'all should definitely tap in and interact, ask many questions. You know, definitely that makes sense. Because I know more than a little bit about boxing. If I don't know nothing else, you better know I definitely know boxing. And I knew that it was going to be a good fight for however long it lasted between David and David. David Benavidez versus David Lemieux. Knew that was going to be a good fight, like I said, for as long as it lasted. Yeah, that would be real easy right there. Jake Paul, my man's in them. And, I don't know if I'm sick of towels being thrown in, because a towel can actually save a life. And if your fighter needs you to throw the towel in, do it, because some fighters will go out on their shield. But rather die in the ring than for you to throw the towel in. And Deontay Wilder's trainer, Mark Breeden, threw the towel in, and Deontay Wilder was upset about that. But Mark Breeden looked at it as if he was trying to save his fighters from damage and seriously getting hurt. Well, after that, Wilder is the boss of his career and who he chooses to pick to be his trainer. So he fired Mark Breeden. So yeah, towels need to be thrown in when they need to be thrown in. You got to remember, at the end of the day, it's not my life on the line, your life on the line. It's the fighter who's in the ring at that time whose life is on the line. I don't know. I really don't know. Daenerys looked good, and he's the oldest world champion in his weight class. And New was a beast. He top 5 pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. And I wouldn't mind seeing Canelo Alvarez in the ring with David Lemieux. I wouldn't mind seeing Charlo in the ring with David Lemieux. Just because David Benavidez stopped David Lemieux don't mean that Canelo or Charlo will stop him. I would like this. That would be a good test for any of those guys. David Benavidez, I believe, is stronger than Canelo Alvarez. I think he's stronger than Jermall Charlo. And size matter in the sport of boxing. That's why you got weight classes, and that's why you got advantages. If I can make 154, but after the weigh-in, I go up to 172, gain like 17 pounds after the weigh-in. Shoot, I get on the scale as a junior middleweight. But by the time we get in the ring, I'm a light heavyweight. Get at me, dog. A bark, a bite, a strong overhand right. They like, who is that? Stop it. That's right. Stop it, champ. Stop it. Yeah, but so they think that a fighter shouldn't be able to gain more than 10 pounds after they weigh in. As long as you make weight, that's all that matters. Yeah, to be honest with you, David looked out of shape. Yes, David looked out of shape. Both Davids looked out of shape. And you know how they say looks are deceiving. Look at Andy Reese Jr. Hey, listen, he is the perfect definition of looks are deceiving. Andy Andy Reese Jr. is the perfect definition of looks are deceiving. Baddest, I don't know what, being there going 12 rounds, ain't getting tired. And look what he did to Anthony Joshua. Now, nobody could have told me that he was going to beat Anthony Joshua. That's why Anthony Joshua and them picked him after they couldn't get the fight with Big Baby Miller, because he looked out of shape. But he's definitely the definition of looks are deceiving. And he is in the top 3 biggest upsets of all time. Of course, I would say Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas is the biggest upset of all time. Number 2, yeah, I definitely got to do a video on that one, though. Yeah. Number 2, the biggest upsets of all time, I would have to say is Leon Spinks over Muhammad Ali. Number 3, I'm gonna have to say Ariz Jr. over Anthony Joshua. Of course, number 1 is Mike Tyson losing or getting stopped by, Buster Douglas. I couldn't stand that day. That's one of the worst days in boxing history. Not just for boxing, not just for the fans, for myself, me. I'm telling you, a lot of people lost a lot of money, man, betting on Mike Tyson. I think the mafia knew, Don King knew that Buster Douglas was going to beat Mike Tyson. Buster Douglas was focused. He was doing it for someone he lost in his family. I thought either it was his mother or his dad. At the same time, I think Don King, was giving women, men, whoever, money to do their job. One job was to go flirt with Mike Tyson. If you're a female, you flirt with him. It's just Buster Douglas. He ain't gonna do nothing. Come on, he's a bum. Guess what? Mike Tyson probably was having sex before the fight. I'm talking about 2, 3 women probably per day. Got his boys taking him out to eat, taking him out to drink, having a ball, smoking blunts. I bet Mike Tyson, come on, man, you fighting Buster Douglas. And Buster Douglas had lost his mother, Sam. And boy, you can just tell he fought totally different. He never fought like that ever in his life. He did it for his mama. And LL Cool J said, Mama said knock you out. Boy, Buster Douglas did it for his mama. He knocked Mike Tyson out. And yeah, Gino, you got a good point, but Ray Jones beat himself when he fought against Montel Griffin. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, Holyfield, it wasn't that big though of an upset, I think if Mike Tyson would have fought Holyfield before he went to jail, before he had a divorce with Robin Gibbons, I think that Mike Tyson would have destroyed Holyfield. It's all about timing. He caught Tyson at the right time. Not the same. Prince Nassim was all right until he ran across Barrera. I knew Barrera was going to beat him, though, because Barrera had the basics. All you need against an orthodox fighter most of the times is the basics. Or orthodox fighter like your boy Roy Jones is to take chances, go up and down in weight, have to lose all that muscle and fight the same person that you already beat who just want to fight you and know if they beat you, it could just make them a celebrity, household name, a legend, like Antonio Tarver did Roy Jones. You gotta, hey, you can't give a person that much opportunity or chance to build a legacy against you. And that's what Antonio Tarver did against Roy Jones. He always can say, I knocked Roy Jones out. And Roy Jones, pound for pound, physical ability, reflexes, sharpness, quickness, is probably pound for pound the best fighter ever. I mean, he could do it all. And even me, for instance, I knew a young man when I was younger, and I had lost my auntie. Rest in peace to Patricia Bundridge, my auntie Pat. Me losing her, I went and sparred, thinking about her, man, and got dropped for the first time in the ring. And the fighter I got dropped from, talk about that to this day to other people behind my back, that he dropped me. So the biggest thing he ever did in boxing was drop me in sparring. Even though I beat the brakes off him, every time we sparred, it's this big thing he could say, I dropped K9. Yeah, but K9 dropped Roy Spinks. K9 dropped Corey Spinks, and K9 dropped fighter after fighter after fighter, and K9 was a fan favorite on the Contender, and K9 won 2 world titles, and K9 became the oldest world champion in junior middleweight history, and K9 fought on ESPN2 9 times, and K9 fought on Showtime 3 times, and yeah, I could go on and on for days. But yeah, Gino, definitely. Bo versus Holyfield. Great for boxing. And I didn't like the Tyson versus Holyfield. I think Tyson, his days were far behind him. And the referee allowed Holyfield to fight dirty too. So that's one of the reasons too that Holyfield was able to frustrate Mike Tyson. And that's one of the reasons Mike Tyson bit his ear off. He said, okay, y'all not going to take, matters into y'all hand. I'm going to take matters into my own hand. And to this day, they still mock that situation because Mike Tyson has, I think, a dispensary where one of his weed products or whatever looks like Vander Holyfield's ear. Yeah, S-Rep, it was a good fight, man. And Benavidez, too good for his own good. Yeah, Mike Tyson, that's my dog. Dog, that's my man's in them. I heard they be, dog, that's my man's in them. So what I'm doing, my man's in them doing. Yeah. So yeah, man, what y'all think? Is it gonna happen or what? I think another thing too that's gonna happen in the great sport of boxing is I think that Tyson Fury is not gonna retire until we see who's gonna win between Usyk and Anthony Joshua. Now, if Anthony Joshua wins, I think Tyson fights again. But if Usyk wins, I think Tyson Fury calls it a day because Usyk has the style to make Fury look bad. But Anthony Joshua has the name and the brand and the style to make Tyson look good. Now, a fight between Tyson and Anthony Joshua would be better than a lot of people would expect, I believe. And I think that Anthony Joshua actually has a better chance to beat Tyson Fury than Deontay Wilder because styles make fights. And I tell you, since day one, it's been like that. So, yeah. Yep, he is too small for Fury, but Oda Wallen was too small for Fury too. A southpaw who did well against Tyson Fury, and some people think that Oda Wallen beat him. A southpaw who I don't think is on the same level as Usyk. So Usyk never lost before ever. Man, fast, good, and I don't think that Tyson Fury want that smoke, or it just it'll be going backwards. And Joshua do look like a joke. Yes, he do. So yeah, this weekend, y'all, we got Broly on the wrist, Gervonta Davis. I think Gervonta Davis wins that fight by stoppage. Probably it's gonna be a rough, dirty fight. I don't think Rolly going out without a fight. He gonna do that elbow fight dirty. It's gonna be a real dirty fight. I think it's gonna be some low blows, landed elbows. They might even wrestle each other. I could see one of them picking the other one up, slamming them. Yeah, it's gonna definitely be a rough one. But I think eventually, whoever the referee is, if he gets involved and settle both guys down, I think the better fighter will win. I think the better fighter is Gervonta Davis. Rolly, he has a slim chance of winning. I think if he can frustrate Gervonta Davis, make it ugly, and catch Gervonta Davis slipping, kind of like Ugas did with Errol Spence. When he heard the referee say break or something, or his mouthpiece fell out of his mouth and then he got hit, I think that's the only chance Rolly Romero has against Gervonta Davis, catching him at a time when the referee say break, or when the bell go ding ding, hitting him after the bell, kind of like Tito Trinidad did against Obakar. I think that's the only opportunity or way he actually beats Gervonta Davis. Make it ugly, dirty, headbutt him on purpose. Don't get disqualified and blood gets to going in Gervonta Davis's eye and he's dealing with something he never dealt with before. That's a good chance for him pulling off the upset. I definitely don't see Rolly getting dropped or getting knocked out or stopped in 3 rounds, just because I don't think in the beginning that Gervonta Davis is going to take them chances like that. Yeah. Andre Ward, a real one. Yep. So I mean, yeah, you go find a lot of people that's gonna pay for that. You remember Gervonta Davis has a name for himself. And you don't have to pay pay-per-view money for it. A lot of people won't pay pay-per-view money for it. That's the reason why they'll be tapping in live on K9 Boxing watch party. Yeah, Tank will have to be patient, because if not, you might run into something. Show. Hey, that's why we all have our own opinion. You could be right. You could be wrong. We are on air at K9 Boxing. There you go. That's smart right there. See what my man Spider Moose said? Deontay Wilder was good at that. Referee step in, or after the referee get out the way, boom, right on the break. That's why they tell you all the time, protect yourself at all times. All it takes is one punch. And if you ain't ready, that's on you. They tell you that. And that means something. Fighters don't really pay attention to that. Just like in people that get married, they don't really be paying attention to, do death do us part, do good and bad, do better and worse. Soon as something go wrong in a marriage, I'm getting a divorce. I wish I never married you. You don't love me. I hate you. You said through death do us part. You said through good and bad. You said through better and worse. And we all agreed. We both agreed on this in the name of God, in the name of Jesus, because it's actually somebody that's, that's saved, hopefully, that actually has God name involved, that you're doing this before God. You just shouldn't be able to just get in and get out of a marriage. I was watching Martin last night, and in one of the episodes, it was a man. He was a owner of a basketball team, NBA basketball team, and he fell in love with Pam. Well, he liked the Pam. He lusted after Pam, and he asked her to marry him in 2 weeks. And she said, "Yes, I do." And Gina told him, "Are you sure? Do you love him?" She said, "I could get to love him." And Pam thought Gina was jealous. Gina was just trying to be a friend. And so she asked him again, at the game, like, do you love me? Do you want to spend the rest of your life with me? And he said, rest of my life, you know. So she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it then." He said, you know, she was gonna be his sixth wife. So cats be thinking they can get in and out of marriages like it's just that simple. And in this world, you can, but you know, one thing I said, you know, when I get married, it's through death do us part. And whether I'm upset at my wife or she upset at me, I'm hanging in there. Through death do us part. I'm not trying to get out. When I'm with you, I'm with you. Like whoever with me, they with me. Feel me? Well, I rock with my people that's on this boy that's faithful. You know? Dog, that's my mans in them. So yeah, me and SB for life, you know? I'm not perfect. She not perfect. Ain't nobody in this world perfect. But God, he's not of this world. He created the world, the earth, and gave us free will. KO for King, I want to see. I would love to see that fight next. Canelo versus Charlo. I think Charlo would like to see that fight next too, but I think that Canelo is obligated. You know, he already signed a contract, a 2-fight deal with DAZN. He got paid for the first one. Even though he lost, he dared to be great. Say what you want to say about that. He's fighting Triple G next. Then I heard he said he's going to fight Dmitry Bivol in a rematch. You know, so we'll see what happens. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I can't see myself at none of these fights no time soon. Maybe when I get to learn how to work my phone, I might go to the fights then, because then I can get some good, you know, some good views or some good videos and can bring it back to the channel. You got to be strong to beat Benavidez. I think body shots. I think you got to be as strong as him. You got to be a good boxer, puncher to beat him. Ain't no easy body. Ain't no anybody. I'm talking about ain't no easy body. Ain't no anybody gonna beat that man. I think somebody bigger than him will beat him. But somebody that's not as strong as him, man, ain't gonna beat him. I don't think Charlo has experience to beat him. Even though he's big. You know, he's never been in there with anybody that really pushed him. Other than the fighter he fought the Southpaw the day that his brother lost. But I think he just wasn't focused. His twin brother had just lost for the first time, and he was kind of messed up. McGraw Ace is too little. He fight middleweight, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, it's all kind of ways, you know, you can make that happen. And you could do the dang gone thing, you feel me? Yeah, it's like I say, you're gonna have to be a boxing bully to beat Benavidez. Or, you know, I think Dimitri Booba Andres can beat him. But you know, I don't think he fight enough. If him and Booba Andres was to fight right now, I would give him the edge just because Booba Andres hasn't fought lately and he's not as active. But if he get active, I think he one guy that can give Benavidez some problems. Booba Andres. I couldn't see Canelo meeting him in the middle. I couldn't see Canelo meeting him at all. Or beating him at all. And yes, we are on the air. Hashtag dogs us. Yes, indeed. Okay. I think you have to look back. KO King said, I think you have to look back in the fight where DB got dropped. He said, who got dropped? EB got dropped. He does leave some openings when he switches stances. Where he get dropped at? I don't remember him getting dropped. Dropped against who and when did he get dropped? Refreshing my memory. Get dropped by who? Yeah. Yep. So I see. Like I say, Dimitri Bivol, I could see him fighting Caleb Plant. I could see David Benavidez fighting Caleb Plant. I could see either guy fighting against DJ Saunders. Eddie Hearn gonna throw somebody in there against, because if I'm not mistaken, he has Dimitri Bivol. So he gonna put him in there with one of Oscar De La Hoya's fighters because they do business together, or one of the fighters he's promoting. And that's one thing that's hurting boxing is that, the promoters that's promoting the fighters are keeping all their fighters fighting each other when there's good fighters promoted by other promoters. And the promoters are not getting along. And that's the reason why I think Dana White doesn't want any competition. And he's the only promoter and the lead promoter. So a lot of times the best fights are not being made because of the promoters. And you would think that the fighters are the boss. And to a certain extent they are, because they the one getting in the ring. But when they name is signed on a dotted line to do what the manager says or the promoter says, they're not the boss. And they only gonna fight whoever their team, manager, promoter says. At the same time, it depends if they can get along or agree. Because it's easy for a fighter, we are some of the nicest people in the world outside the ring. So you get in my ear and we cool, or you a partner of mine, manager, advisor, promoter, I'm gonna listen to you because you're a part of the team. Outside the ring, that's a nice guy. Mike Tyson, such a nice guy. And unless you mess with him, of course, like the man did on the airplane, and like, Mitch Green did, ended up getting both his eyes swole. Fighters are real nice outside the ring. When it's a conversation, there's nice things going on at the time. Inside the ring, we are killers. And, just like a pit bull, a bark, a bite, a overhand right. I disagree with some of the things that you guys are posting on here. Like Canelo stops Benavidez or body shots. No, I just disagree. I do agree with this. Yeah, so yeah. Whole lot going on. Like I say, very happy about all these big fights coming on back to back to back to back. I'm not gonna say it in order. We had, that's right, a woman's main event at the Garden City. First time ever, it was the main event by women. Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. And the next week, like I said, not in order, Errol Spence versus Brian Castano. I'm saying it's in order. Next week, we had David Benavidez versus David Lemieux. I'm not saying it's in order, but this week, we know for sure we got Rodney on the wrist, Mara Rowland versus Devontae Davis. And a week after that, same day we had Floyd Mayweather versus, I don't know if that was Archie Moore cousin. His last name was Moore. So I just want more of good fights week after week after week. Of course, we got Team K9 in the building. Shout out to Lil K9, Pete, Steve, Brandon. Shout out to all my dogs. Team K9 in the building. And the people that I train. From JP to Jake, Anthony, and our sponsors. Zarek from the hood, from my block. Appreciate you. My dog, Azar, D. Gotta shout all my peoples out. Gino, S-Rep, Spider Moose. Everybody in this boy, you hear me? Just the breaks. Ace. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Jose. Sam. The list goes on and on and on. Now in the gym, what is my favorite thing to do? Pretty good at jump roping. I do like the speed bag. Oh, I see little K9 Slick. That can't be him. In the building. My little dog never tap in. Little K9. Are you in the building? Okay. I didn't know that. I need to send you a link, champ. You want to go in and tap in? Huh? You want to tap in, champ? Huh? Okay. Well, thanks. I appreciate you for tapping in. No, you did Dev Doc. No, we already got that already in Ariz Jr. We already got that, champ. And yeah, Lil K9, in case I don't know, Lil K9 Slick. He's the future of boxing. That's my dog. That's my son. 21 years old. 6'1". That boy 6 feet and over. Love it. Made me proud. Boy, tall. Taller than me. Big fella. You gotta leave that alone. Anyway, big fella, S-Rep, leave it alone. Kind of like the Mike Tyson fights, boy. You be thinking you got enough time to go to the refrigerator. You come back and the fight is over with. Stop it! It's over. Did you see what Mike Tyson did to Michael Spinks? Boy. Learn boxing. That's right, boy. Learn boxing. He said Romero is a big underdog. And shouldn't he be? Should Romero be a big underdog? Or should the fight be considered anybody can win? You know, I got hands, you got hands, so you would think that anybody can win. But I just think that Gervonta Davis got way more experience than Rolly on the wrist. I mean, Rolly got power. But, you know, who going to sit there? That's a great fighter going to sit there and just say, here it goes. Here, right here. Now, I'm going to close my eyes and you just swing. You know, this is not that speed bag up there when you can just sit there and just say, all right, go. When you hit it as hard as you can and see how hard you can hit it and what your point's going to be. No fighter is saying that to themselves that their head is something you could just hit for free to see how strong you are. So Gervonta Davis ain't going to be there to get hit like that. Neither is Romero, but I think that he's going to get hit like that. But not as hard as you can actually hit a speed bag that's up there just waiting on you to hit it. When they say, all right, go, and you just say, well, it's just, you know, hit it as hard as you can. It's not going to happen. Tyson was only 21, 22 when he beat Spinks and Holmes. Oh, he was in his prime. Hey, he was better than he ever was when he beat them guys. Yeah, so there's a lot going on, buddy. As Strap said, boxing is different live than leather is popping when you are there. Oh, you know, I know. Not only have I been watching the fights live, plenty fights, I've been in there fighting live to know how different it is. You see it different than on TV, you know? That's why when fighters, oh, sorry about that. That's when fans be at home watching and saying, man, why you ain't use your jab? And easier said than done. If he could have used it, he would have used it, you know? But the rhythm don't be there sometimes. You know, you spar and fighting is two different things. A guy can look real good in a sparring session, but get into a real boxing match, and you'd be like, man, what happened to that guy that was in the ring the other day in the gym? Hey, this is a real fight now. And he ain't sparring a guy that he fighting. And the guy he's fighting ain't the sparring partner he was just in the ring with. Now, getting ready for a fight, the sparring partner is supposed to emulate the fighter you about to fight. But unfortunately, some trainers don't get that kind of sparring, don't want to go in their pockets sometimes, even for big fights, to get somebody to emulate the guy they about to fight. And I learned over the years from being around the great Emmanuel Stewart and just picking up on what makes sense and what don't, and being in about 9 to 10, if not more, world championship training camps. I got a lot of experience on what to expect and what to do. When I was getting prepared to fight Joey Hernandez in the title eliminator for the belt against Carlos Molina, Joey Hernandez wanted to fight me so bad. He was a southpaw, and I'm a southpaw killer. So I grabbed and I got the right sparring partner. I got a guy named DeLeon, Eric DeLeon. You go look at his record, he's undefeated right now. I think he's like 24-0, 25-0. He's I believe a lightweight. I'm junior middleweight, but I paid him to become a sparring partner of mine. And I knew I was way bigger than him, so I didn't try to just destroy him or knock him out or anything. I just used him for the speed. So about the time I got in a fight with my fighter who I was fighting against, who was a southpaw, I knew that he wasn't going to be able to match the speed of the sparring partner, Eric DeLeon. He was going to help me to be way faster than my opponent. And that's the reason why, to this day, Triple G brings in sparring partners that's a lot smarter than him for speed. And Jonathan Banks, who was his trainer, got that from the great Emmanuel Stewart. So yeah, I'm just happy for guys like Sugar Hill, who I was trained by, who trains Mike Tyson. Well, who trains Tyson Fury. Sorry about that. Who trains Tyson Fury, who got the name Mike from Tyson. You know, his daddy named him Tyson because of Mike Tyson, for those that don't know. So yeah, there you have it. Yeah, 3 minutes is a long time, boy. Especially if you ain't never fought 3 minutes or got pad work for 3 minutes or hit the speed bag for 3 minutes or the punching bag for 3 minutes. I love shadow boxing. I think shadow boxing is one of the most important things you can do preparing for a boxing match or to get better. Shadow boxing. What's up, Danny? Danny said, so it's said that Tank 100% done with TMT and is only going to be working with Al Heyman and Stefan Espinosa. Yeah, that's all you need to work with. Why pay 3 people when you can pay 2? Why pay 2 people when you can pay 1? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Facts on top of facts. If y'all just tapping in, y'all definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications. Once again, smash the like button. It's your boy, the oldest world champ. It's your dog, Cornelius K9 Bundridge. Hashtag Team K9 in the building. Hashtag dogs are us. Yeah. A bark, a bite, overhand right. That's right. Welcome to K9 Boxing. So yeah, man. Definitely. David Benavidez is the boogeyman of the division. Say what you want to say. Nobody knocking him out. No time soon. Ain't nobody beating him no time soon. I think David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez sparred before. Now I wonder how that played out. Yeah, you don't really need Mayweather if you got Steven Espinosa, who's the president of Showtime. And his right-hand man is Al Heyman. So you don't need a third party. Nope, you don't need a third party. And yeah, definitely Crawford and Spence. That's the fight. Fight everybody want to see. But I want to see, listen, so far, David Benavidez has had no competition. So we need to see him in there with some competition. You know, then we know or be able to say who he might be vulnerable against, you know, who could possibly beat him. So who's next? And like I said, he's promoted by Al Heyman. So he might not fight for another year. And within another year, you know what can happen within 1 year? A lot of things can happen within 1 year. So everything is happening in one day. A lot is going on. Telly Finkel been getting money. Yeah, I like his attitude too. Oh yeah, he sure did fight Anthony Durrell. I think even though, you know, Anthony Durrell is a good fighter, you know, I think, you know, he's definitely past his prime. And he's looking to cash out. And when you pass your prime, you know, it can be dangerous getting hit by big boys like David Benavidez. You know, so he had picked the right fight. And, you know, he beat cancer, he can beat anything. But yeah, in a perfect world, I'd rather see David Benavidez versus Jermall Charlo. But it looks like we're going to get David Benavidez versus Daniel Jacobs or David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. That looks like the fight we're going to see. I mean, and yeah, Gino, hey, you might be right about that, you know. But if the money is right, that fear will go away real quick. Trust me. If they say 50 million versus David Benavidez, now, only person that they saying that kind of money for is Canelo Alvarez. Al Heyman and them offered Canelo Alvarez $100 million for a 2-fight deal. Wow. But Canelo Alvarez had that same deal on the line with the zone. So what deal do he take? Do he take a fight that he thought he can win against Dimitri Bivol and Triple G? Or do he take the Jermall Charlo versus David Benavidez? So I think he said, you know what? He felt like the easier route, would be with the zone, and he probably would come back to Charlo and David Benavidez. But hey, he didn't get out of it without a loss. Yep, that's real talk. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, buddies. Yep. So yeah, learn boxing. I think you got it right. I think you got it right there, buddy. I do too. But styles make fights, so that's a dangerous fight. I think that's a dangerous fight for David Benavidez. Fight against Plant. Caleb might give him a hard fight. A lot of them fighting. A lot of these fighters are all barking no bite, for real. That's real spill. Yep. Yeah, Mike Tyson. Yeah, he'd be real smart to be afraid of that man. Yep. Yes, sir. Danny, you can go way less than that, from 10 million to 500,000. Yep. You can go way less than that, boy. You can go from making that kind of millions of dollars to your next fight in a coma, not making nothing. Yeah. And look what happened to Adonis Stevenson. On top of the world, one fight, millionaire, one fight. The next fight, he was in a coma. Lost his girlfriend. Sadly, he just lost his mom. And word on the streets is that, the baby mama done kidnapped the baby. So we'll see what happens in that situation. And I pray for Donna Stevenson. It ain't easy going from becoming a millionaire to, a coma to, not having it like you had it before. And that's how it is with all the fighters. If you're a punk, they gonna punk you. It's kind of like how it is in jail. If you're a punk, they gonna punk you. And if you ain't a punk, they gonna still try to punk you. So, it's just a dirty, 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 scandalous world that we live in. So, but it's life. It's life. As they say, you gotta use what you got to get what you want. Yeah, use what you got to get what you want. Say plans looking to come back around fall or probably do a tune-up. Yeah. Well, hey, he won't fight turning things around, or he won't fight from retiring like what's the young man? Herring. Said that he's done with boxing now. See, there you have it. It don't take much. That's why the best don't fight the best, because if you lose, your stock go way down. Way, way down. Yeah, man. Y'all pray for Paul Williams. On top of the world 1 minute, next minute he in a wheelchair. Yeah, man. Tell you. Definitely it's a dirty world. On top of the world 1 minute was Adonis Stevenson. The next minute he was in a coma. You know? Man, top of the world 1 minute, Paul Williams, car accident. Next thing you know, he was crippled. That's just life, y'all. Yep, that's real. Your boy Sylvester Stallone. Now tell me, do y'all think that Sylvester Stallone should be in the Hall of Fame off the Rocky movies? Do y'all think that did it for him? Should he be in the Hall of Fame for the Rocky movies? Talk to me. Sylvester Stallone. Now, he never threw a punch ever in his life. Not in the ring, but he's in the Hall of Fame. In that case, Martin should be in the Hall of Fame for knocking out Tommy Hearns. What's up, champ? Thanks for not making a lot of noise. Appreciate you. Who else should be in the Hall of Fame? It's a lot of, so my man Creed, what's the young brother that's playing Creed? He should be in the Hall of Fame. Because he keeping it going. Yeah, Barrios didn't have a name though. He took the risk because he ain't had no choice. To make money, he was gonna have to take them risks. So I can understand the risk that he was taking. So yeah, he definitely had to take those risks to make that money. Yeah, you could keep both of them statue up because both of them deserve to have a statue. Sylvester Stallone did do a lot for boxing. Real talk. Yep. So well, listen, we need everything that can help boxing because it's a sweet sport. It's just now we do need to, when fighters retire, IBF was doing a good job at that they would have retirement money coming in per month, So we definitely need a union, need something that can help the fighters when they retire, They manage their money, they pay the IRS and all that stuff. So yeah, we can definitely use some help. The fighters at the end of their career, have financial advisors and things like that. So yeah, pray for the fighter, man. The fighters, man, they need it, man. Pray for Jermaine Taylor. I did a great video on Jermaine Taylor that's actually taken off on my channel. And it was from the heart. We definitely need your help in the ring and outside the ring, but mainly more outside the ring than in the ring because majority of our life we're gonna spend outside the ring. And getting hit in the head ain't an easy job to have. Not at all. Yep. So yeah, definitely y'all make sure y'all tap in tomorrow. Cause we live on this boy 9:00 p.m. The Dog Pound featuring Sophie and Peanut. Yeah. Yeah. S Rep. Definitely prayers up, learning boxing. We all we got, champ. We are all we got. How long? Not long. Definitely hit the like button. If y'all done tapped in. We in this boy. Sly took Ali versus Frazier and made millions. Yeah, I agree. I agree too, my dog. A couple of years going. Fimo Lopez said he'd be betting 100,000 on Romero beats Devin Davis. Ooh, well, he must know something I don't know. People been saying this for a long time, my brother. But that ain't gonna happen. More belts, more money for the fighters and the organization. So, even though there's too many belts, belts help promoters and fighters collect checks. Even if it's a small check, a check is a check. And speaking of checks, Lil K9 can't check me. If you're on the live, you know what it is. Thanks, Ashraf. I hope other people are like you and like hitting the like button. But share it with your cousin's cousin. We need more subscribers. This should be the best boxing channel on YouTube. The only way we're going to get up there is we got to support each other. And being a two-time world champ, let me rewind that. Being a two-time world champ, y'all on the real boxing channel. And I interact with y'all because, that's why y'all on here. Y'all want the interaction. And, questions that you want to be answered, I try to answer them the best way I can. Hey, that's a lot going on right there, Spider Moose. But yeah, it's definitely a lot going on. Yeah. Like I say, y'all, make sure y'all tap in. I'm going to start going live in the gym, too, at the other gym I'll be at. I'm at a different gym now, too. Throughout the world, USA Shrimp needs to be balanced out by adding more world titles. Yeah, I think Devin Haney is the truth. I don't know. We don't have all the answers, my brother, but hey, we try. You could be right. That's why we got to see the fight. We don't know until that night. Yeah, real talk. No. Okay. Yeah, we have it. Hey, now, Devin Haney, talk to me. I don't know. You'll have to see. Devin Haney, he a good fighter, man, and he has the will to win. He has the will. I ain't going to say it's like Floyd Mayweather's will, but he definitely has a will to win, a strong will to win. But he definitely going to hostile territory when he fight against Cambosis. And Cambosis is not bad. You don't go and beat Teofimo Lopez, who has all those belts, who had all those belts, just because you lucky. He really can fight. So Devin Haney, hey, you must know something we don't know. He going over there without his daddy. and into another man's country who can actually fight, who beat the boogeyman, because the female Lopez was calling out everybody and whoever he can get in the ring with, no matter who it was at the top, he got in the ring with him. So I think he definitely deserves a lot of respect, even though he lost. Hey, he deserves a lot of respect. Appreciate you, Sweet Pea. Like Pernell Whitaker and this boy. Hashtag dogs are us. Stop it! You already know, boy. A bark, a bite, a overhand right. Welcome to K9 Boxing. One of the livest channels on YouTube. And we ain't got to hit no blunt to be real with you. For real with you. Yeah, I already know that his father ain't going there. That could hurt him. We'll see. A lot of fellas, it's a lot of people going on, boy. A lot of fights going on. Yeah, a lot. So we gonna find out exactly. Sweet Pea is hot, 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 hot. Boy, it's hot. Boxing is on fire right now, man. It is, and it would probably be the best in 15, 20 years if we can get Crawford versus Errol Spence. We know we're gonna get Triple G versus Canelo Alvarez. Even though, I believe Triple G was past his prime, that's still gonna be a good fight. And if not a good fight, the name's gonna be big, what's gonna ring a bell. You can ring my bell, my bell, ring money. Y'all know about that. Y'all too young for that. Oh, yeah. Oh, K9, you bark for me. Yeah, Don King was famous for that one. Money-wise, boxing has never been better. Never. If somebody said it has, stop it. Dana White said fighters don't deserve the money they're making right now. He said fighters are being overpaid. Wonk, 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 wonk. Not when you put your life on the line. And that would be fire! Fire! But we know that ain't gonna happen, Gino. Sorry. Oh yeah. I mean, it always was better than UFC. Even if it wasn't getting the same views, it didn't have to, because boxers were getting paid way more money. So all the UFC did is keep boxing alive. People, because you got to remember, UFC is what? A fight. You see guys doing what they to each other, punching. What do you see guys doing in boxing? Punching. So UFC helped boxing. It's like boxing helped UFC. But any combat sport, whether it's karate, even wrestling, it's a fight. It's gonna always help boxing. There's nothing better than boxing. And since day one, everybody and their cousin watched boxing and want to be a boxer. We talking about since 1908, probably. And David beat Goliath. It was a fight. So the fight game would never go nowhere. When the fight game leave, we'd be up in heaven. Majority of us, or most of us, some of us, accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, so you could be up there with me one day, and SB, and the Buntrages. For real, for real. I don't know, because one thing about the UFC, they don't have no choice but to fight the best. The best got to fight the best to make money. The difference in boxing is the best ain't got to fight the best to make money. That's why we don't see the best fighting the best. Little K9. It's real talk. Yeah, I don't want to see Benavidez versus Benavidez. I think that's all cap. He said he will fight him That's not a good look. I think he will not have the power advantage, and he has been winning his fights because he has the power advantage. In the fight against Benavidez, won't have the power advantage, and I think he would get something broke. Seriously, for real. And I don't know. In my opinion, he won't win. Now, that would be a fight where he would have to use his skills and show that he can box. He's trying to outfight a man that's bigger than him when he's always the biggest in the ring, the strongest in the ring, would cause problems for him. And even if he did win, I think it just would damage his career. Some fighters have won but lost afterwards, if you know what I mean. Real talk. Lil K9, what's up, boy? What's up? My little son, he a handsome butt. You all right, champ? Be careful, okay? Yeah, so. Yeah, I don't agree with you, Gino. Nope, I don't agree with you at all because boxing ain't going nowhere, buddy. K Nizzle, what's up, Stevie J all day? You training tomorrow, boy? You biting tomorrow? You barking? Talk to me. Are you incognito? Don't disappear. Yeah, we up in here. Stevie J all day and his boy. Watch out, boy. Back up. Get out of here. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, you'll never beat that record. I sparred like 55 rounds. The most I ever did was in one day. Come out some 56 rounds. No! Stop it! Stop it! I think that was the guy right here. Giovanni actually put Anthony, what's his name? Adonis Stevenson in a coma. Man. He done got, he's better right now, so that's a good thing. Ain't nothing wrong with it, buddy. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah, the UFC is a $1 billion industry, but boxing been a $1 billion industry. And it is fast growing, but what difference do it make if only the promoters making money? Dana White is the old Don King. Just keeping it 100. Sad. Yeah. Super sad. Yeah, he was, but he was more scarier at middleweight, at super middleweight. And light heavyweight, he was taking chances with his health. And ended up catching up with him because that power advantage he didn't have anymore. He should have, but hey, you don't know, what can happen until it happens. Unfortunately, especially if it's something bad. I sparred down on Stevenson, though. He's strong. He had some good work. He came down to Crunk's gym. Before he was world champ, he sparred me. Tyson Fury, before he was world champ, he sparred me. Andy Lee, before he was world champ, he sparred me. I had to do a video about that one. Before they was world champ, they sparred me. Yeah, I sound good to me. I mean, when you're a world champion, you got to pay guys to spar anyway. And hitting the way better be hit, he'll never get a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez may go up and down in weight, but he ain't going up the weight to fight Benavidez. And man, that boy hitting hard. That boy hit like a heavyweight. You are absolutely right. You are the strongest link. Big facts, big fella. Big facts, ABJ all day. Talk to him, champ. Talk to him. Who he at in his boy? Holla at your boy. Stevie J, did you see? Kelly Patrick was a dog. But Stevie J, did you see Benavidez versus David Lemieux? Hey, look, that was a good fight for as long as it lasted. But it didn't last long. And the referee did a good job. And that referee, I think last name is Jolly. He's a good referee. He might be the best referee that we have today. Real talk. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, Sweet Pea. Oh, you saw 3 rounds? Oh. It was fire. So it was over with. You ain't lying. Hey, Spider Moose, you ain't lying, bro. If you want to get signed by Emmanuel Stewart, you got to get in the ring with K9. That's right. And many of them didn't sign with Emmanuel Stewart, so they couldn't get past K9. Benavidez ain't nothing to play with. Do you think that he can do something with Jermall Charlo? Or do you think he can beat Jermall Charlo? Do you think he can beat Canelo Alvarez? That's what we want to know. Stevie J all day. Spider Moose, talk to me. Sweet Peace, S-Rep. Gino, talk to me. Who y'all got winning and why? S-Rep said he was there. He murdered him. I don't know. He ain't listen. He wasn't on the shield when he won the fight. The referee stopped it. Stopped it when he's on his feet. Richard still ain't in the game no more, but he definitely was still in fights for sure. That man ain't nothing to play with. Nothing. Yeah. You know what, Sweet Pete? Like a lot of fighters, they're not gonna take chances. Chances make champions, but when you become a champion, when you take a chance, any more chances. They don't love you like they do in MMA. MMA, they love you, but they don't pay you like they love you. You can have 10 losses and still they love you. You have 1 loss, 2 losses in boxing, and they call you a bum. Your stock go from 8 million to 100,000. Quick. My man Stevie J act like you know a little bit about the sport of boxing, huh? Talk to me, son. Yeah. Styles make fights, bro. Real talk. I just don't know if they're gonna even take chances to fight that man, you know? A lot of guys scared of that boy for real, for real. Guess they ain't trying to see him. And it won't be long. Everyone said loves Pacquiao. You got a bunch of L's. If you fight the best, you'll get your respect regardless. I don't know, but if Mayweather would have got a loss on this record, he would not be the Mayweather he is today. It probably wouldn't pay him all the millions of dollars to fight exhibitions. Yep, that's right. Benavidez is only 25. So and that's young. That's probably why he can have a stomach on him and still be 6'2", 6'3", and still make 168. So he actually can make 160. He got ripped up and lost that little stomach that he got on his body. But he said, forget it, I can just be bigger. And after weigh-in, I can even get bigger and be in there a light heavyweight, cruiserweight. When by the time the bell go ding, ding. An old saying, that's what's up. I don't know. I just thinking Triple G versus Canelo 3. I think Triple G he gonna feel the wrath. I mean, just real talk. I just think Canelo done got so much better and he done got hit by fighters that can hit harder. So I don't think he gonna go nowhere. In the last fight, he beat him in the drama show. Canelo Alvarez fought the drama show fight better than he did. So third fight, especially with Triple G trying to box now, I don't think he should be trying to go backwards and box. I think he's a better fighter punching, being a puncher. If it ain't broke, you can't fix it. So why all of a sudden go and try to be a boxer now when knocking guys out is what gets you to where you at? And hey, but it is what it is. Wow, I didn't even know that. They said Gary Russell Sr. passed today. Wow, I didn't even know that, man. You know, he was a good dude too. He been on the show before too. Um, much respect, man, and rest in peace to Gary Russell Sr., man. Wow, I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's sad. Real sad, man. They looked it up to him, man. You know, I don't see that on here, man. They're not talking about it yet. Yeah, but that's sad news right there, because that was like, man, they looked up to their dad, man, and I love that relationship. I hope my son, you know, respect me the way Gary Russell Jr. and the Russell family of boys, probably even the girls, if it's any of them, they had respect for their dad, you know. So yeah, my condolences goes out to his family, and I hope they be strong, man. You know, a lot going on, man. A lot of people dying, a lot of mothers crying, a lot of stuff going on, man. Rest in peace and respect to everybody that lost somebody. Stay in good shape, eat right, stay out the way, stay healthy, exercise, get in that steam room, talk to God, accept Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. Yeah, Triple G defense was his offense. A good offense is a great defense. You hear me? Oh, I don't know, Stevie J. I don't know. I don't know, buddy. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I got you. Champ side. Yep. Sad, man. Like I say, sad, y'all. At Champ Talk, Cornelius K9 Abundance. Yeah, we are gonna die, but you know, you can choose the way you go out. Take care of your business, take care of your family, live the best healthy life you can live. Eat the right foods you can. You know, stay stress-free. Don't let nothing get to you, you know. And when that demon talk to you in your mind telling you to do something stupid, don't do it. About decisions too. That cartoon is real, you know, with a devil right here and an angel right there, the devil telling you do it. That's your spirit. Man, knock him out. Keep looking at you. And angels don't do it, you know, don't. Angel ain't gonna talk as much as the devil, just like when God told Adam and Eve, don't bite it, don't eat the fruit, don't touch it. The devil came and talked more. What? Man, you think God gonna do that to you? Gonna give you something that ain't good for you? Why would he give you something? Trick Adam and Eve. And look what we go through now. Just because of that. Yep, man. God is good, y'all. Keep him first at all times. Stay out the way. So yeah, what's next for Benavidez? And y'all can leave comments even when I'm off the live, man. What y'all think about Benavidez? Make sure y'all have a good evening. Y'all make sure y'all share this video. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, like the video. We be on this boy again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we going live too. A watch party. You know, this weekend, Gervonta Davis versus Rodeo on my wrist. But even before then, we definitely will be tapping in again. That's right, Joey. Joey said he needs to fight him. Flat out. Yes, God is good all the time. Not sometimes, all the time. That's right. K9 Boxing. Yeah, we about to find out for sure, for sure. So thanks for tapping in, y'all. I got David Benavidez versus whoever. You know, he only 25 years old, so he might not lose. If he do lose, won't be probably in his 20s unless he move up to bigger weight classes and steps in the ring with somebody like, oh, don't do it. Don't do it, champ. Yeah, we gonna find out, buddy. I hope he win, but you can't fight for him, champ. Yeah, you be cool, my dog. You too. Oh yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. A bark, a bite, a overhand right. And good night. God bless y'all.